Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, did you hear that? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Just broke out a southern accent right there. But anyway, today we are going to be doing a really cool video, guys. I'm going to be going over with you foundation dupes. So some high-end dupes that you can find at the drugstore for a very significantly less price. So hopefully this will be helpful to some of you guys who are looking into maybe getting these two high-end foundations that I'm going to talk about. And now you can see that there is a drugstore alternative that performs very similarly at a better price point. The two foundations that I'm going to be comparing today are the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua and the MAC Face and Body. So Chanel is obviously a high-end brand. The MAC Face and Body is not super expensive, but you would never find a foundation. Oh my god, I can't talk today. You would never find a foundation this price at the drugstore. The two that I have to compare to that, which I think, in my personal opinion, from testing them out and using them, that I find are almost exactly the same, if not better, are the Maybelline FIT Me Foundation and the L'Oreal Magic Nude. The Maybelline FIT Me is a dupe for the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua in my mind. They are very similarly performing. The Chanel is a little bit more mattifying, but consistency-wise, I find them to be very similar. They are both quite thick. They don't run very easily. The Maybelline FIT is maybe a little bit more watery, but it's still very thick and very creamy in consistency. I'm not sure if this is a water-based foundation. I think it is, just because of the way that it sets on my skin and how easy it is to get off, and because it does soak up really quickly in a sponge. That's what the two look like next to each other, right on my hand. This is the Chanel right here, and this is the Maybelline FIT. As you can see, they're both very thick. They're not running at all, and when I blend them out, they both have just a really nice matte skin looking texture to them, and I really enjoy the way they both blend out. The Chanel is a little bit harder to spread all over the face. It dries a little bit faster than the Maybelline, but that's what the two finishes look like. This is the Chanel and this is the Maybelline FIT. As you can see, they're quite similar in finish-wise. They both look very much like skin, quite dewy. They cover up any wrinkles or fine lines that I may have had on my hands, or any veins that you could see through, and they just perform both very beautifully. So if you were looking into the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua, this is an alternative that you could look into, because this, I believe, is around $9 or $10, and the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua is a $50 foundation. There's a huge price point difference in that. And also another thing to mention, Chanel Vitalumiere is a heavily fragranced foundation, so if you guys have sensitive skin or if you just don't like fragrances, then this is something that you'll want to look into instead. Next is the MAC Face and Body being compared to the L'Oreal Magic Nude. Now in my mind, this is actually a dupe for this. I prefer the L'Oreal much more than the MAC. I do, however, find that that this particular product, the Face and Body, has a wider color range, so for my professional uses, using it on other people, these are great because you can mix colors to perfectly match someone. However, I find that they don't blend very easily. Like if you start rubbing it in with your fingers, it will start drying and then your hand will start dragging. This dries very quickly. This, however, spreads very well. It glides over the skin, it dries to a powder finish, and it's just beautiful. It's super thin, so you don't even feel like you're wearing anything. It is slightly greasier than this one. This is a completely water-based foundation. I think it may even be just water and pigment. So this is a little bit more natural and better for your skin. This has to have something in it that makes it dry to a matte powder finish. I don't really know what it is, but it doesn't really break me out that often, but I do find at the end of the day it's a little tiny bit greasy. But for general purposes and initial application, this is so much more of an enjoyable product to use than this one. So I'll just show you what they look like right now. They're both very liquidy, if you can hear. So they're both like water. You have to be very careful when you're using both of them. They like pour out, like literally, I don't know if you saw that, it just like pours right out. It's very runny, very watery. Same thing with the L'Oreal, they're very similar to each other. They're almost like exactly the same. I have to be really careful with this one, because this one is like water. Ooh, too much. As you can see, the two on my hand, they're very runny. They like move a lot, and when you blend them in, I don't know if you can see that, it's just like water. It's going everywhere. and it covers literally everything. It's so sheer, the L'Oreal foundation, and you can blend it out, build it, you can add more layers on top of each other, and it just looks like skin. The MAC, however, the Face and Body, it's a little bit thicker, and it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't like quite blend out as well, and now it feels like sunscreen a little bit, where it gets to that tacky texture and it's harder to rub. And yeah, so that's what the two look like. They kind of blended together there so you can't see. They both give a phenomenal, beautiful, beautiful coverage. It looks very natural and like the skin. But for comfort and practicality purposes, I really, really don't enjoy the MAC that much. I don't like using it too often. But the L'Oreal is just a dream to work with. It is magic, as it says. Sorry, that was super corny. So thank you guys so much for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned a little bit more about these particular products if you weren't already familiar with them. And if you already knew about them and you were thinking of getting these products, hopefully now you have a few more things to weigh into account, and you have more pros and cons to consider with the two foundations, and you now are aware of also two alternatives to those foundations. Don't feel pressured to spend tons of money on high-end products, guys. There are so many great things at the drugstore that you could also buy. And I'm just noticing now, the two cheaper ones have the glass packaging, and the two high-end foundations are cheapo plastic, so that's also interesting too. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun doing this comparison. If you want me to do more dupes in the future, let me know in the comment bar down below, and I will see you guys for next week's I Look Monday and Thursday's video, which I don't know what it's going to be yet, so leave me a comment in the bar down below. And also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, so you can keep up with my videos. And I will see you guys next time. I love you all so much. Have a fabulous day, and as always, bye.